Lied to You, the show in which it pays to be economical with the truth. On David Mitchell's team tonight, the lead singer and founder of the Happy Mondays, who made a fortune in the 90s, mostly from the Tooth Fairy. It's Sean Ryder. And a comedian who quit his job as a builder to do a comedy show and never went back. I've had builders like that. It's the star of Murder in Successville, Tom Davis. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, the funniest thing to come out of Germany since... Anyone? No? Henning Wehn! And a Radio 1 DJ who plays the very latest in house, garage and techno-funk. I listen in whilst driving to my bowls club. It's Clara Amfo! And so to round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Henning is first up.
For 3 weeks, I carted an empty box around without realising that what I bought wasn't actually in it.
David's team.
Right. What was it? What did you imagine it was?
What it was a... No, don't let me lie. It was... there was a plastic Christmas tree.
That's what you thought was in there?
Absolutely.
For 3 weeks.
But that's something you open quite quickly after buying it, a Christmas tree.
No, it's about the suspense, isn't it? Christmas is all about suspense and...
I don't think it's all about suspense. Yes. Because, in general, when you buy a box that you think contains an artificial Christmas tree, you just assume that it does. You don't go, oh, I wonder if it's really in there. Because if you're seriously wondering if it's really in there, you'd check before you left the shop, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe I'd chosen my words not very wisely. Some of it got lost in translation.
Where did you buy it, by the way?
At Argos.
As you left the shop, did it not occur to you that it was quite light, this box?
Yes, but what... Yeah, but now it gets interesting. No, because shortly before that, I'd started doing yoga to increase my... to improve my core strength. So I didn't think any of it. I thought in such good physical shape, I can lift that box without it straining me.
The queues at Argos are huge.
Yeah.
How long was you in the queue for?
For ages.
So it was a few weeks later that you opened it, ready for Christmas. Nothing was in there. What happened next?
Well, I kept the box, didn't I?
So you went on to have this Christmas without a Christmas tree in your flat?
I actually, believe it or not, I did use the box instead of the Christmas tree.
As a tree?
Because there was pictures of a Christmas tree on the outside.
The saddest Christmas ever.
I have one further question.
Yes?
Why were you carrying this box around with you for 3 weeks?
When I say I didn't take it to social occasion, I didn't say to do we want to go down the park? And then the box at what, end of November? Far too cold. So,
I did not ask you whether or not you socialised with the box.
I tell you what, I took the box into town with me on one occasion. I went all the way into Leicester Square with the box.
Why, on the occasion that you were going into Leicester Square, did you take it with you?
That is a very good question, David. Yeah. And I shall give you the answer. Because the box and I were going to do a comedy show.
On how many journeys did you take this Christmas tree, other than the one from Argos to your flat and the one from your flat to the comedy show in Leicester Square?
Can we just keep it a bit lighter? He's not up for a war crime.
on this occasion, anyway.
David, what do you think?
What do you think, Sean?
I'm sort of having it, a little bit. Because anything you buy from Argos, even if it's a big wardrobe, it doesn't weigh anything when you walk out with the box.
Are you an Argos man, Sean?
I used to be.
Really?
Big time, yeah.
What stopped you?
Fame.
Tom?
I don't know, I think he's... I mean, it's a
Sort of.
ridiculous story. But, I mean, he's a canny fella.
So, should we go for true?
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
We're going to say true.
All right. Henning, truth or lie?
This story is true.
It's true. Henning did cart an empty box around for 3 weeks. Sean Ryder, you're next.
I have trained my cat to wink.
What kind of cat do you have, Sean?
It's just a black cat.
And how old is this cat?
I've had him about 5 years.
And was he a good student?
I thought he was.
Has anybody else ever said the cat's winking?
When you say it, Henning, we're in dangerous territory. It might be better if Lee represents the team.
I will say it. So tell me how you teach a cat to wink.
Right, you look at the cat and its eyes get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I try and do these mind games with it as though I could speak to it through my mind.
Yeah.
And it'd wink and stuff, so...
So you would wink and it would sort of copy you?
Yeah.
Were you doing anything like gently prodding it in the eye?
No, it wasn't... No.
Would you then reward him when he did your bidding?
Well, I would. He'd sort of get up and go make a cup of tea.
What do you mean, he made a cup of tea?
He'd sort of get up off the chair and he'd go in the kitchen and stand near the kettle. So that was my sort of thing to think that he wanted
So you
to-
jump
he
up on the
wanted a drink.
countertop near the kettle?
And I'd make him a drink.
What would you make him?
Well, tea.
Hot tea? Are you sure this was a cat and not like a...
No, it was a cat.
friend or a wife? So how long did this cat wink for? Was it a whole year winking?
No, he carried on winking till he got run over.
And what... Tell me he wasn't practising in the street. What if I close my right eye now? I wonder if I could do both eyes at the same time.
What do you think, Lee? Is this true?
I think it sounds entirely plausible, start to finish.
I want these two gentlemen removed from the studio.
I truly believe that you did see your cat winking to you, or at least you thought you saw it.
But to be fair, he didn't say, I once think I saw my cat winking. He said, I taught my cat to wink. I can't get my cat to poo outside.
If you can't get your cat to poo outside, you should have a look at the flap.
I've just been doing the Sean method. I gave him a set of keys and said, come and go, would you please?
All right, we need an answer. What's it going to be?
All right, Clara, so you're saying it's true?
I reckon he's telling the truth.
OK. Henning?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm very much doubting it, but I've got to go with my team if it's
Yeah.
image.
If I were you now, I'd be very worried at the standard of my team. Sean, truth or lie?
Absolute garbage.
Oh.
Yes, it was a lie. Sean hasn't trained his cat to wink. Clara, you're next.
OK. I was grabbed by security after sticking my finger in Pharrell's belly button.
Now, David Pharrell is a popular singer. You might know him from his songs Happy or Get Lucky, which he did with the Daft Punks.
Daft Punk.
Pardon?
Not
Daft
plural,
Punk.
Daft
That's
Punk.
what I said.
Can you sing it? I've got no idea what it is.
I'm up all night with the sun. She's up all night to have fun. We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky.
I need to get you in the live lounge.
I don't know what that is, but fine.
The live lounge is the penultimate room in an old people's home. So you put your finger in his belly button.
Yeah.
What happened?
I just happened to be in the same room as him one night.
That always happens to me when I'm in the same room with someone. Just walk up, stick my finger in their belly button.
Yeah.
Some cultures, it's just hello.
Exactly.
What was the room?
It was a party room.
So were you talking to him at the point you did this? Or did you just sort of charge across the room, index finger at the red?
Do you know...
I'm doing it!
Consider a way.
Well,
Dressed as a knight on the back of a horse. Then you lifted him out.
he's a little man, you know.
Can we see how it happened in that sort of...
Sure.
Just reenact it.
Lee, do you want to be Pharrell Williams for us? Just imagine you're a multi-platinum selling artist.
Yeah.
Respected around the globe.
There you go. So you're
hanging out.
OK. He's a bit more...
I've never seen him keep still. That's all I've ever seen him do.
OK.
What was Pharrell doing at the time?
He was just being Pharrell.
Well, what was he doing? Was he making a pot noodle?
He was entertaining his guests.
Entertaining them?
Yeah.
So, an Irish fella walks into the pub. That kind of stuff.
Tony Cooper.
Oh, OK.
And then I'm dancing.
I'm not dancing.
Dancing and then...
Don't like that song. Ooh!
All right, if you want to get back in your seat. So there we are. She's brought it vividly to life.
So, poke. Ooh.
Yeah.
Then how long before the security hand goes on your arm?
I'd say it's about 10, 15 seconds.
10, 15... Now, in that 10, 15 seconds, what happened?
My arm was kind of grabbed.
No, that's at the end of it. The 10, 15 seconds before the arm grab, after the ooh, what happened?
Don't forget the poke. It's
poke.
Yeah.
Ooh. Then you say...
Can we all do it? Ready, after three.
OK.
1, 2, 3, poke.
Ooh.
David, look, you have to accept the fact she was up all night to have fun. It's as simple as that. Now, what are you going to say?
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
I'm going to go lie.
You're going to go lie, which means I have to make the decision. I'm going to go lie.
So, Clara, truth or lie?
True.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Bill. Henning, what is Bill to you?
This is Bill. I once bought an Irish accent mouth spray from him because I genuinely believed it would give me an Irish accent.
Clara, how do you know Bill?
So this is Bill, and when my chair broke, he let me sit on his back so I could interview Nicki Minaj.
All right. Finally, Lee, what's your relationship with Bill?
This is Bill. I had to leave my life drawing class when he walked in, disrobed, and I realised he was the man that sold me my sausages.
There we have it. Is Bill Clara's spare chair, Henning's spray cellar, or Lee's model mate? David's team, where would you like to begin?
Henning.
Henning Wehn.
So explain the thing about this spray.
Bill has actually got a shop. And I walked past his shop and I saw Irish accent spray. And I hadn't written a decent joke in a long time. I thought, well, let's get that spray.
So when you say you saw Irish accent spray, what do you mean?
Like well, it's like a helium balloon.
It's a balloon.
No, it's a spray, but it changes your accent.
Instead of making your voice more high-pitched, it makes it more Irish accented.
Yeah.
Although, mixed with the accent you've already got, God knows what that could do.
And what shop sells this? What shop?
Like one of them that you have got around Camden.
Bill's got a shop in Camden.
Yeah.
And his best product is a spray that makes you sound Irish.
Well, I didn't buy all his products, so I can't rank them.
But let's get the genre of shop clear. It's a sort of joke shop, is it?
Well, you call it as derogatively as you want.
By joke shop, I don't mean a risible shop. I mean a shop that sells joke items like whoopee cushions and...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fake blood and... Yeah, that
Sounds
sort of
right.
shop. And when did this happen?
The best part of 10 years ago, say.
Was there a reason you needed to sound Irish?
No, it was just I thought that's another string to my bow.
Did you... So what... How did you imagine it being used in your stand-up?
Maybe if I tell a joke where Irishmen go to the pub.
Do you know a joke where Irishmen go to the pub that you could tell in your current accent, but you could mime the point at which you would have sprayed your...
It would like go, there is an English fella going into the pub and says, "Oh, jolly good morning, my good fellow."
Right.
And then...
Wow, and he didn't even have any spray for that.
Jolly good morning.
So you don't need the spray.
And then,
you can
not
do
for
it.
English, not for... And then, Irishman goes in the pub, and then I spray.
Yeah, OK.
And then I go, top of the morning.
Who would you like to ask next?
Clara, who's Nicki Minaj?
So Nicki Minaj is a rapper.
There she is. My God, that's Sue Pollard.
Oh,
Nicki Minaj is a singer, basically.
Nicki Minaj is a singer, a rapper, one of those modern types.
In what context were you interviewing her?
I was interviewing her at a big festival.
So like
Yeah,
at
in the
Glastonbury
summer.
or something?
No, it was at Radio 1, actually, big weekend, yeah.
And was it just on radio, the interview? Or
It was a red button situation as well.
So there were cameras as well?
Yeah, all eyes were on us. Obviously, she's like, you know, the main attraction, the big star, so I gave her, I guess, the better chair. I suspect people knew my chair was a little bit dodgy, but thought it would, you know, survive the interview. It got a bit creaky, and then one of the legs snapped off. The lovely Bill here was doing the sound, and then we only had about 5 seconds to go before we were going to go live. And then, yeah, Bill came in.
One thing you could have done is conduct the interview standing up.
Yeah, but, you know, you go with what the artist wants, and if she wants to sit down, I'm going to sit down.
How long was the interview going to be?
About, I think it ended up being about 6 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes.
You
Yeah.
said
It's a long time to stand,
I
actually.
mean, I'm
6
guessing
minutes.
Bill's...
Bill definitely looks like he fixes things, or leads, or wires,
Yes, he did.
cameras.
Yeah, he's sturdy.
It's a long time to be on all fours with someone sitting on you.
I reckon I could take you for a minute.
Yeah, try that out. Tom, sit on David.
I am not going to embarrass you. I'm going to put Tom on all fours and put you on his back. Let's give it a go.
We could all sit on it, it'd be like a sofa.
Be gentle, David.
Clara, talk us through the...
Do I have to come down lower?
that
Or you all
position.
right?
Yeah, a little bit lower. Yeah, there you go.
This is a lot harder now. I'm in a crouch.
No, that's what Bill did.
You want to do some more yoga, mate?
Yeah. Exactly. There you go.
So where should I sit?
Yeah, right in the middle there,
there?
facing me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Facing
about
me.
this.
Yeah.
That's all right, David.
I'm going to
Facing
lower
me.
myself quite gently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask Sean to be a footstool?
Very gentle, very gentle.
I'm basically keeping most of the weight on my own knees.
No.
Oh, my God, my knees!
Sit back a bit.
What are you doing?
No, see, Bill didn't do that. And I definitely didn't sit anymore.
David Mitchell, Tom Davis.
Yeah, so as you can see, that's easy to do.
That is not easy to do. David, well, you know...
Clara is not as heavy as David. She's not let herself go like that. I mean...
I will say one thing.
Done.
That on a grassy terrain,
Yes, that
it'll
would
be a lot easier.
It would.
I'm slipping all over the place. I'm sorry I let you down, David. Let me come to your house at Christmas if you're looking for another chair and I'll do a better job, as long as you've got carpet.
David, would you like to move on to Lee?
Yeah.
Lee.
Yes, David.
So why were you going to a life drawing class?
Because I just decided that I wanted to learn something new, because I've not been begetted, I've cracked everything else.
Yeah.
Why nudes, though? What was the attraction of the nude human form? You could have focused on fruit.
I do a little bit of fruit as it goes, but I wanted to expand.
So that's
As I
why...
wish Bill... I just found naked men do that for me. I wanted to expand my repertoire. I'd cracked the fruit. I felt that when I kept showing my wife, and my wife would say, no idea. And then one day she went, is it an orange? I went, yeah. She went, it's time to move on.
And so you left your wife.
So I left my wife.
How many of these still life classes had you done before Bill popped in?
I'd probably done about 7 or 8.
How's Bill looking under there, body-wise? Bill, has he got a nice body, or...?
Has he got a nice body, naked?
Yeah.
I'd say he's firm. Yeah.
Sturdy.
Sturdy. I said to him, how come you're so firm? And he says, well, you try being in a chair every 3 weeks.
And you knew it was Nude Man Week.
Oh, yes, they told us. They said next week we're doing Nude Man.
Then you found out that your butcher was a nude model.
Not straight away, no. He comes in, he teases you a little bit.
Right, yeah.
He comes in with a robe, he takes his belt off slowly, hangs it up like that. Then he turns the other way and he might do a little bit of a stretch. Then he drops it so you see his, I say, pert cheeks. And at this point, I'm thinking, right, I should be able to do this. Got my pencils out ready. And then he turns slowly. And that's when I saw it. The face of Bill, the man who sells me sausages.
Right.
So did he recognise you? Was it mutual?
Well, he just had his eyes fixed forward like he is tonight. But as I passed, he had a look on his face like he was going to say, I'm doing discounts on burgers on Saturday. He didn't do it. He's professional. He stopped himself like that. And it was awkward. So I simply got dressed and went home. Did I not mention that bit? I say life drawing, it was a car park and he was in a Ford Fiesta.
We need an answer. So, David's team. Is Bill Clara's spare chair, Henning's spray cellar, or Lee's model mate?
I think we need to ask, are you absolutely sure that one of them is true?
Yes. Yes.
I think in the radio situation, I think they probably could find a chair or standing up. There's a better solution than for 6 minutes sitting on a human being.
What about Lee?
Well, it's just that's not true.
I've got to say that he's literally not moved. He's not shown any emotion. Now, if I'm going to draw a man naked, I'm going to draw Bill.
What do you think, Sean?
I've just got to go for Bill being sat on...
You think Clara?
No, I'm changing my mind now because he's German, so he could possibly believe about a spray room.
Right.
Have you just noticed now that Henning is German?
So you think Henning now?
No, I'll stick with Clara.
Stick with Clara, and you're sticking
I'm
with
going to go with
Lee.
Lee, yeah.
You see, I think it's Henning.
You think it's Henning?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We're going to go Henning. Yeah.
OK, Bill, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Bill, and Henning bought an Irish breast spray.
That's what you bought, Henning, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And you genuinely thought it would have an effect
open.
on your accent?
Of some description.
Lee, let me give it to you. It didn't work on Henning, but might work on you.
I don't think you gave me the right one.
Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you. Which brings us to our final round, quick fire lies. And we start with... It's David.
I once hired a jet ski, but...
Lie. Again. We need to hear no more, David.
I once hired a jet ski, but couldn't work out how to stop it, so had to buzz around the bay for 50 minutes until it ran out of petrol.
I take it back, you did.
I can so imagine you doing that.
Please,
absolutely.
team.
So where was this?
It was in Antigua.
In Antigua.
Was this in your single lads days?
He never had those days.
Yeah.
It's your first time on the show, isn't it?
It is.
Why were you in Antigua?
On holiday.
Was the Winchester Steam Museum shut? Why would you choose...
I arrived at the Winchester Steam Museum and it was shut, and so I went straight to Antigua.
When was this?
I think about 2 years ago.
And who were you with?
My wife.
And what got into your head? I could imagine you renting a sun lounger and opening up a weighty tome. I could imagine that. But I can't see you saying, now you relax here, I'm just going to go and bomb around the bay for a while.
Were you with your wife on the jet skis, or did she stay on dry land?
She stayed on dry land.
So you were on your own going round? You weren't with other people?
And it was your idea?
I thought I'd have a bit of a go.
What were you wearing, David?
Sort of swimming shorts.
What length were the shorts? Were they sort of Daniel Craig, or...
They weren't as long as Daniel Craig.
What do you wear?
Like shorts. I said swimming shorts. They've got a pocket.
Wow.
They've got a pocket. They've got a pocket, and they've got netting on the inside to keep everything in order.
All right. You jump on, you're looking back at your wife. Ah, look at me. And then what happens?
Well, to be honest, I'm not like, look at me at all, because I must say, as soon as I get going, it becomes immediately apparent to me that I don't like it.
Oh, no.
Hang on, here's a big question then. You did it until the petrol ran out, did you say?
Yeah.
So, did you manage to time perfectly that the petrol had run out just as you got back to the jetty?
No.
So you were stuck now in the middle of the sea?
Yeah. What I didn't do is head straight out away from the coast. At the point where my plan formed, I thought I'll just go up and down quite near the jetty, thinking I'll be able to swim to the jetty if the worst comes to the worst.
So what happened then? You just kept going, and then eventually it coughed and spluttered.
Yeah.
Talk us through.
Well, I kept going, and then eventually it coughed and spluttered.
All right. Lee, what are you going to say?
What do we think?
You have a great physique.
You've got to warn me before you say things like this.
A great physique for what?
For maybe, I don't know, a game of billiards or Cluedo.
Yeah.
And I don't quite think that jet skiing is completely your thing.
I agree.
I don't even think he has ever been to Antigua.
So you're saying lie, you're saying lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's a lie.
You can say it's a lie?
I'll go with the team.
David, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Well, that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal that David's team have won by 3 points to 2. Thanks for watching. Good night. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show that separates the truth from the twaddle. On David Mitchell's team tonight, an EastEnders actor whose character has gone insane, been blackmailed, declared bankrupt, made homeless, held hostage, been jilted and shot. He might want to think about moving. It's Adam Woodyard. And a BAFTA award winner who started out in EastEnders but left to pursue a career in acting. It's Jason Watkins. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a space scientist and astronomer who once presented a documentary called Do We Really Need the Moon? Of course we do. Where else would we get all our cheese from? It's Dr. Maggie Adarin Pocock. And a comedian who, when he was 5, wanted to be a clown. Well, I can tell you those are pretty big shoes to fill. It's Phil Wang. So we begin with round 1, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Jason is first up tonight.
Once a week, I go for a walk on my hands.
Please, team.
Right. Why?
Because I've always been able to do it.
How far can you go?
I don't know. Well, I once went about... 60 yards.
So once a week you do... What's an average?
Oh, I don't do that every week. I do a little walk around a room every week.
Please don't take this the wrong way, but you don't look like an athlete.
That's kind of you. That's very, very, very kind of you. What does an athlete look like? I mean...
Not like you. Well, in fact, none of you, let's be honest. So you have this ability. Is this something that you do publicly or privately?
I do it. I did it at my wedding.
What, you walk down the aisle?
Afterwards, at the reception. I walked to the side of the stage and my son put a rose in my toe and I walked back and gave it to him.
I'm glad it was your toe. Well, what are you thinking about this?
Listen, I've not read this card out, but I could walk on my hands if I had to, under pressure.
No, you couldn't.
Is there a paramedic?
Here we go. You won't be able to do this. If you have not done this before...
I genuinely have never tried to walk on my hands.
There's no way you can do this first go.
No.
Wait.
So, not good enough.
I haven't... Shut up.
No.
Fair dues, it's not as easy as it looks.
So what are you going to say, then, in light of your pathetic attempt?
Lee has now given me the capacity to believe. So I'm going to say, yes, true.
So Lee doing that?
Yes.
You thought Lee's on the verge of getting the hang of it?
I thought
It was closer than you thought, wasn't it? There was a moment where everyone thought he might be able to do this.
No, there was no moment. There was no moment.
There was a moment when I thought you were going to kick that gentleman in the face.
What do we think, Maggie?
I think it's true.
Well, I'll go true as well, but he better do a demonstration.
All right, then. Jason.
Yes.
You walk on your hands once a week. Truth or lie?
Well, it's actually true.
And now, of course, we have the delightful prospect. Oh!
I see you copying my technique there.
Yeah. Maggie, you're next.
Possession.
Ah, there's a box under the desk. Would you, first of all, read out the card that's inside the box, and then when you've done that, place the object on the desk.
This is a piece of rock taken from the surface of the moon and given to me by Buzz Aldrin. I'm currently using it to wedge my kitchen door open.
All right. David's team.
Well, I mean, obviously, this is an odd use of the word currently. I mean,
Can I just ask, how heavy is that piece of rock?
Would you like to feel it?
Oh, look, if it's...
Hang on.
Buzz Aldrin's got it from the moon. Love to, yeah.
Does that strike you as moon rock?
Has it got a little shine to it?
It does. Maybe it's...
Yes.
Can I just say, you three are looking at that like you know what proper moon rock would look like. But in fact, I'm thinking you don't know anyway, do you?
I've seen moon rock.
Have you?
Yes, admittedly from a very, very great distance.
Has it got sort of some technical, scientific name for the type of rock it is, other than moon rock?
Well, actually, because the moon is covered in all sorts of chemicals, which actually come from the birth of the solar system. So as things sort of coalesced and formed, this is actually a throwback to the birth of the solar system.
And how did Buzz Aldrin come to give it to you?
Ah, well, in my capacity at Sky at Night, I meet all sorts of characters.
I'm aware that Buzz Aldrin went to the moon.
Yes.
I'm quite knowledgeable. How much of that stuff did he bring back with him? That he's got a chunk like that still to give out, you know, decades later? Does he turn up to every engagement with a rucksack? Here you go, here you go. I mean, I think I'd be giving out little pebbles at most.
They famously don't have pebbles on the moon.
No, but you can break it up, can't you? I mean, you must be able to break it, but otherwise the only bit of moon rock you could bring back would be the whole moon.
I'm not sure you can fashion it into the shape of a pebble.
When was this?
Ooh, so probably about 6 or 7 years ago.
You met him to interview him about, you know...
Going to the moon, mainly.
About going to the moon. And he said... And what was at the end of the interview? He said, been nice meeting you. Here's a bit of the moon, or...
Well, actually, I've always been fascinated by the moon. And so we had this conversation and we were talking about the moon and the effects it has on people. And he said, well, yeah, here's a bit of the moon, you know, for you to keep of your very own. And so he gave me some.
You know, just before he gave it to you, he didn't pop outside, did he, for a minute?
He was around the garden.
You didn't see him foraging around the bins by any chance, did you? OK, so, what do you think, Adam? Is it adding up for you?
No, it's going to be in museums and...
I once went to the Vatican City, and the lump of moon rock that NASA gave to the Vatican State is on display there, and it's about that big. And I doubt that Buzz Aldrin would have given you moon rock, you know, about 100 times the size of the rock that the United States of America gave to a sovereign state.
You know a lot about the moon, a lot about moon rock, but I don't think that that is a piece of moon rock. That it is, that's my hunch.
So Jason says lie, Adam says lie.
I also think it's
you
a
say
lie.
lie.
Yeah.
Right. Maggie, truth or lie?
It is actually a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. And Maggie doesn't use a piece of moon rock to wedge her kitchen door open. Adam, you're next.
I now practice mindfulness, and for 10 minutes every day, I empty my mind of all other thoughts, and I do nothing but stare at a carrot.
Lee's team.
Everything up until the last word. Why would you look at a carrot?
I would show you the picture, but this goes out before the watershed. It's a particular shape of carrot, and it just distracts me.
What is it? Well, you can describe the shape, can't you?
Yes.
Is it part of the anatomy?
Yes, that would be correct.
The male anatomy?
Yes, it would.
And you find that relaxing to look at?
I'm comfortable with that, it's fine. It just takes my mind off of things and I relax.
Can I say, a carrot doesn't last forever. Once the carrot rots, you use a different carrot.
No, it's pickled.
It's in a jar.
Yeah.
Where did you get it from?
Did Buzz Aldrin give it to you?
No. A couple of years ago, my wife she got a greenhouse and she started growing veg. And it was around the same time I started doing this mindfulness, and I found it was sufficient to distract me from anything else I was thinking about, because I'd just look at it, start laughing,
so
and forget.
you thought this was so amusing to look at, you were willing to commit it to pickle?
Yeah.
So it would be... this joke would last forever?
I don't think it's a joke.
You find it amusing?
Yeah, it's amusing, but it's...
Yeah.
But through the amusingness comes the inner peace.
Yeah.
So you're looking
That's why
at...
so many people fall asleep watching your DVDs.
What do you think, Phil? Is this adding up for you?
I practice mindfulness myself, and so I know we actually use parsnips, not tomatoes. So it smells a bit off to me.
Maggie?
Also, I think you need to get into a sort of a mind state. And I think laughing at a pickled carrot just isn't going to do it.
So what are we going to say? Truth or lie?
It's got to be a lie,
It's got to be a lie. Surely it's a lie. Adam, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, a lie.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So, please welcome this week's special guest, Matt. So, Adam, what is Matt to you?
This is Matt. He was my window cleaner, but I had to let him go when I found out he was afraid of ladders.
Jason, how do you know Matt?
This is my estate agent, Matt, and we once were meant to look at a property, but instead we watched a dog give birth.
Finally, David, what is your relationship with Matt?
This is my car dealer, Matt, and I once made him change the colour of our car twice because I was offended by its hue.
So there we have it. Lee's team, where to begin?
Jason.
Yes?
You were looking round a house at the time, were you, to possibly buy?
I was about to, yeah. We were going to look at a property, and as we approached that, someone came out of a neighbouring property and said, you know, my dog's in distress, can you come and help? So we did.
What assistance did you think you could give?
Well, we did a bit of looking on the phones and working out what we should do.
You were Googling it?
Yeah, I mean...
That is always a worrying sign for a midwife.
Did you? When she called you in, then, she didn't know that the dog was about to give birth.
She didn't know that the dog was pregnant.
Wow. What did she think was wrong with it?
I don't know, that it was sort of... his stomach was sort of distended or something.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Was she the brightest of people?
Did you then go on and buy that property?
No, because they had a rifle range next to it, so I didn't bother.
Really?
There was a rifle range next to this house.
there was...
And he hadn't mentioned that.
No.
If this is true, he's a typical shifty estate agent. Now, you see, he didn't even smile or bat an eyelid then,
Well,
which means he's used to hearing it, he's an estate agent.
What was the dog's name? Do you remember?
Penny.
Penny.
Oh, the penny dropped.
But what about Adam?
Adam, he was your window cleaner, but you had to get rid of him because he admitted to being...
Scared of ladders.
So, how long had he been your window cleaner for?
About 2 years.
And why hadn't it caused problems up until that point?
He was working with a partner, who was another window cleaner.
Oh, he used to do ground floor and the other fellow used to do the top floor?
Yeah. So
oh, come on, really?
we genuinely didn't realise until all of a sudden his partner, who was called Matt...
Oh, he was called Matt as well?
He was called Matt as well, so Matt and Matt.
The other one was called Matt and he was called Matt?
The other one was called Matt.
Matt?
No, they were both called Matt, so that we could distinguish between Matt and Matt, we called one Matt and the other one Matt.
But for the first half of the second name, they're both looking. Matt. Oh. Why? Matt. Oh, it's not me.
No, you have to say...
Why are you better calling him Matt and not Matt? Because then you got a different word at the beginning. Matt and not Matt would have been a much better system.
Or maybe Matthew?
Yes. Still a problem with the MA, though.
Okay.
Matthew. Oh, not me.
Is it such a huge waste of time, though, that millisecond of confusion? I mean, do you think everyone's name should start with a different letter?
I would
should be
prefer
like
that.
billions of letters, so that you don't have that millisecond of, oh, my name begins with D. Oh, no, it's not David, it's Daniel. I've wasted a part of my life.
I would prefer that. So you'd never noticed that he was always on the ground floor?
No, because I was at work.
And what would you do?
How did you discover that Matt was afraid of ladders? The specific moment.
Because the upstairs
You
wasn't
examined him internally?
Oh, hang on.
That's a very strange way of doing it.
I sense fear in you.
I don't think you'll be cleaning my windows for much longer.
No wonder he's frightened to go up a ladder.
I bet the coming down bit was more scary. I'm here! I'm waiting!
I have to say, it's a miracle you could find anyone to come near your windows.
And did you say, look, we're going to have to get rid of you, or did he then say, look, I can't do this anymore?
Obviously, you can't have a window cleaner who can't go up a ladder to clean your windows.
You say like that, we're the idiots. You had one, not us.
No, he knocked it on the head. He's no longer a window cleaner.
Right, so you had to sack him, basically?
I kind of ducked out of the conversation and left it to my wife.
Right.
He came back round to do the windows, and she confronted him about the lack of attention upstairs.
And did he fess up? Did he go...
All right, so what about David?
Oh, yes, you didn't like your... Read it again, sorry.
This is my car dealer, Matt. I made him change the colour of our car twice because I was offended by its hue.
So 3 times in total. So
yes,
what was the first...
It's been 3 colours.
Yeah, what was the first colour? What did you buy it as? What colour?
Grey.
What was the model?
It's a BMW.
Okay.
And it's... can't quite remember the... I think it's...
It never ceases to amaze me how cruel it was that you were overlooked for the Top Gear job.
Well, they wanted me to learn to drive. I've never driven this car. I've only sat in it.
Are you telling us or the police? Because that sounded like an alibi to me. Neither have I ever put a dead body in the boot.
Yeah.
So then, when you bought the grey car, did you want it in grey at that time, or was there always an immediate, we want it, but we want it resprayed?
It was an immediate, we want it, and we want it a different colour.
Right.
And then we were advised not to get it resprayed, but to get it wrapped.
What does that mean?
It's a thing you can do to a car to change its colour, other than respraying it. I think it's called a vinyl wrap.
Are you getting mixed up with some sort of album from the 1980s?
That's for you to judge.
What was your vinyl wrap colour?
Well, we wanted it dark green, like British racing green.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? This type of BMW you bought, does it not come in racing green?
Well, I don't know, but it was hard enough to find that we didn't want to...
They are quite rare, aren't they, BMWs?
They're very, very rare.
David, you don't drive. How did you get to the dealership?
We actually did all of the buying and everything via email and the phone. But I will say, my wife can drive. Which was very much why we were looking to buy a car. I think, if neither of us could drive, it's basically just a very, very expensive shed.
OK, you said racing green, then the car arrives, or you go to get it, and what colour is it?
More of a felt tip, more of a Kermit green.
So which colour did you go for next?
Blue, dark blue.
And how's that panned out for you?
It's nice.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Matt Adam's worried window washer, Jason's puppy pal, or David's colourful car dealer?
I'm feeling Jason because he came up with a couple of really nice little details very quickly, like the shooting range and Penny.
What about Adams?
He's making life hard for himself. If he's making this up and he's decided to call both the window cleaners Matt, and then he had to invent another, so we call him Matt. How big is your house, Adam? Because it doesn't look very big on EastEnders.
And what about David in his car?
Now, David in his car is an interesting one because I can believe this of David.
Yeah.
The bit I can most believe is a burly mechanic coming round, or burly salesman, going, I know that's not what you ordered, but you're having it. And David going, OK, thank you. What? That's the bit I most believe. So what do we think?
I'll go for Jason.
You think it's Jason?
What are you thinking, Phil?
I'm thinking Jason.
Oh, you're thinking Jason as well?
Jason.
We'll go with my team then and say Jason.
OK.
Yes.
Matt, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Matt, and David made me change the colour of his car twice.
Thank you very much, Matt. Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies, and we start with... It's Lee.
On the first day of my holiday, I lost my glasses, so I was forced to read an entire book through a set of binoculars I found in the villa.
David's team.
I've been here all day and I haven't seen you wear glasses.
Well, that's because I wear contact lenses.
Why didn't you wear contact lenses?
Because I didn't take them on that particular holiday.
What was the book?
The book? Wow. The Kipper.
By?
Brian Fish.
A book called The Kipper by Brian Fish. I haven't read it or heard of it. What's the genre of this book?
It's a thriller.
Right.
The Kipper was the code name for a spy.
Where were you on holiday?
I was actually in Malaysia.
What part of Malaysia?
Coconut Island.
What?
Right. What make with binoculars?
I think you'll find I didn't have my glasses. How do I know that? I mean, don't get me wrong, I tried to look through my binoculars to find out, and I even looked into the mirror, but it just wasn't working out, the whole thing. I was like... Yeah, because the book had to be a long way away from me.
Sorry, it had to be a long way away from
well,
you.
otherwise, it's so close to you. When you get to the thrilling bit, it's too scary. They got killed! So I have to...
How did you set it up?
The book was at the other end of the... We had a little pool in the villa, and it was on the other end of the pool, and I would sit there like that. And then...
How would you turn the pages?
I'd put it down there, and then I'd get up and I'd walk, turn the page, crease it, and back round again.
So, you got there and you'd forgotten your glasses.
Correct.
How did you manage to get there without realising?
Because I forgot them. I left them somewhere en route.
Right. But where?
I'd put them down like this in the taxi. I stepped out for a second. I was literally rubbing my eyes like that. The taxi's gone. I know. Unbelievable. It's the exact word I was thinking of.
You hadn't arrived at your destination.
I took the glasses off for a second, like that.
To put them down in the taxi.
But there's a reason I put them down for a second.
Yeah.
Put them down. They're my proper glasses.
Yeah.
To put on my sunglasses when I get out of the car. The sunglasses are prescription.
Yeah.
I step out the car,
Yeah.
he drives off, I've left the glasses in the back, I can now see perfectly clearly through the sunglasses. I know what you're going to ask me, so I'll just get to that point. During the holiday, I then lost the sunglasses.
Another taxi?
No, I was in the sea.
You were in the sea and you put them on a dolphin?
I was in the sea. Well, I didn't know it was a dolphin. I thought it was one of those glasses rests. You know, no, I just put them down. Oh, I didn't put them down. I put them on. And then I went into the sea, had a little swim, and then a big wave came like that and went... like that. That's not the bit that knocked my glasses off, though. I just up and went, wow, look at that wave. And then I lost it. I'm going to have to spend the next... whatever it was, 2 weeks without my sunglasses. So I just stayed...
Reading a book from one end of a pool to another.
This is it.
With your
How big a book?
It was awful. Everything was like that. Even the foreplay. I said, go over there so I can have a good look. That's very pleasant, thank you. And then I'd walk over. And she'd say, do I look sexy in this? I'd go,
I have to go back.
So, what are you thinking?
Look, I wear glasses. You are so protective of your glasses.
There are various implausible moments in this story. I would say the losing of sunglasses in the sea is not the most implausible. I would say it is the image of Lee sitting at one end of a swimming pool with his binoculars and a book propped up at the other end of the swimming pool. A swimming pool he has to walk round in order to turn the page.
So, you're saying it's a lie?
Well, I would say it was a lie.
I think we're unanimous on that.
All right. So, Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact... Where's the button? Tell me when I'm close. Lie!
Yes, it's a lie. Lee didn't read an entire book through binoculars. Next. It's David.
Lie, by the sounds of it.
I don't know. I'm just chuckling away to myself. I can no longer drink orange squash. I tell you, I think I've become hysterical. I can no longer drink orange squash because it sends me berserk.
And when did you discover this?
Oh, I discovered it last summer.
And what kind of berserk are we talking?
Really sort of very giggly and odd and rude.
Imagine I'm in a garden with you and you've just had quite a bit of orange squash,
yeah.
and I say, hey, how are you doing?
I'm all right, what about you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I sort of realised, oh, hang on, that was misjudged. I was trying to be friendly, but I've seemed really harsh.
I haven't seen you for a while. Is your wife here?
I don't know. Why don't you look for her?
She's probably out there rewrapping the car again!
What was this event?
It was a party at a friend's, in a garden at a friend's house.
And how did people react when you became berserk?
Well, I think most people were kind. But it was my wife essentially said, you've gone a bit weird. And maybe we should go. Have a glass of water.
You've had too many, love.
Yeah.
So what are you going to say? Is he telling the truth?
Maggie, you think it's...
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie? Phil?
I say it's a lie.
Well, then, if my team says it's a lie, then I will overrule and say it's the truth.
Think it's the truth?
I might overrule for what? I never overrule.
Go on, then.
But I'm feeling a bit like... Do you know why? I had a small sunny delight before the show. And I'm feeling a bit like... Yeah, whatever.
David, they're saying it's the truth. Is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
That noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have won by 4 points to 2. Thanks for watching. Good night.